Happy April Fool's Day, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day of pranking, tomfoolery, being a dick to other people. God knows I am. Now, if you follow my Facebook or you're friends with me on Facebook, then you probably are wondering about the title of this video. Now, here's the thing. I was going to make a video about what I showed on Facebook, but I want to get that video just right, so I'm gonna hold off on that for a while until I've got enough anger, so to speak, so it comes off right to how I feel about the subject that I said. So instead, I'm gonna go with my initial idea, which is to talk about a Pokemon that has caused me nothing but stress ever since I was a little kid. For those of you who don't know, I love Pokemon. I have loved it ever since I was a little kid. I got into it a little later than most people did. Like, when most people were playing Pokemon Red and Blue, I had never even heard of it. I got into it during Generation 2. My very first game was Gold. But as soon as I got Pokemon Gold, I fell in love with the series, and I've been following it ever since. But there's always been one Pokemon. One freaking Pokemon that has caused me a great deal of anger and stress, and has just pissed me off on every single conceivable level. And guess what? Today it kind of pulled a prank on me. The Pokemon I am talking about is none other than Feebas. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I don't care if I pronounced it wrong. Feebas, the little diseased-looking Magikarp, basically, that evolves into arguably one of the most beautiful Pokemon, as well as a pretty powerful one. The special attack version of Gyarados, basically. Now, from the moment I saw it in Pokemon Ruby, my first Generation 3 game, I wanted it, but I didn't know how to get it. When I finally got the strategy guide, I figured out, oh, it evolves from this thing. I spent the good part of a week when I was like 12 looking for this little fucking fish, and no matter how long I looked, no matter how hard I tried to get it, I couldn't find it. So I eventually gave up. It's been years, and occasionally I've replayed Emerald trying to find it, and I haven't been able to. But that's mostly because the strategy guide is very vague about how you get it. It just says search along this area fishing and you'll find it. But as we all know, that's not how it works. No, the trick is that there are 6 random tiles in the river, 6 random spots in the river, basically, where you can get Feebas. It's only in those 6 spots, and they are random all the time. They are always random, except when you know where they are, which is done by trial and error. Now, this can be changed. These spots will be changed if you change the cool phrase in Dewford Town to something else. I have no idea how that's supposed to affect where Feebas spawn, but I digress. Point is that these spots are always random when the game starts up, as far as I know. So, in order to find Feebas, you have to meticulously search every single part of the river until you get lucky enough to find the spot. Now, for me, I just went back and forth in straight lines, going down at the end of each one. I would fish at least 5 times, catch at least 5 Pokemon before I determined, okay, there's no Feebas here. Well, I decided last night when I was replaying Emerald that I was going to do it. I was going to spend as much time that was needed to find it. So I did that. I started at about 7 last night, and at about 11 o'clock, I stopped. I had not even gone through a quarter of the river. I had not found a single Feebas, and I'll admit I wanted to throw my DS at the wall because it's that infuriating, spending hours looking for it. Now, I've heard that it can take days to find this fucking fish, and that's too far for me. No, I absolutely refused to spend days looking for it. So when I woke up this morning, I decided, okay, if I don't find this fish, because I have to be getting to the 6 spots by now, I have to find one of them in the next hour or 2. So I decided, if I don't find this fucking fish, that's it. I'm done. The only way I will ever get a Feebas, I will have to trade with someone, because you know what? I'm done. I will never look for that fucking fish again. Well, guess what? I found it. Yeah, I freaking found the Feebas. It took me, I clocked it. It took me about 9 hours in total, but I found one of the spots where the Feebas spawn. And guess what? It was the one I wanted. I wanted a girl Feebas. Don't even ask me. Okay, you know what? Milotic or Milotic looks like a feminine Pokemon. I'm surprised they aren't all female and Gyarados aren't all male, but then again, I digress. The point is, you cannot imagine how ecstatic I was, how happy I was. I was on a freaking cloud. I was so happy. I was on top of the world. I was thinking, yes! Yes, I did it! I got freaking Feebas! Now I can evolve it into a Milotic! And I know the way you have to evolve it. You have to give it Pokeblocks that raise its beauty stat to at least over 170. You know what? It gave me reason to use Pokeblocks, because up until today, I didn't give a shit about Pokeblocks. I never played the contests because I really don't care about them. I really don't. So, here's the thing. I got the berries, or at least I've had most of the berries. See, here's the thing, and this is probably my own fault. I know this now, but at the moment I wasn't thinking of it. See, I know that in order to get a Pokeblock that increases beauty, you need to have a berry that has a dry flavor. I had a few that had dry flavors, but not that many. Not enough, anyways, to raise it to where I wanted to be at. And there's one part of it that I didn't know. See, here's what I figured. I will make as many dry-flavored Pokeblocks as possible. I did. I made a whole bunch of them, but most of them were made from orange berries because I didn't have the, I didn't spend the time to grow these specific berries you can get from the Berry Guru's wife. I don't remember the route he's on, so if you want to know about the Berry Guru, you're going to have to look him up yourself. I digress. Point is, I made a bunch of Pokeblocks. I fed them to Feebas. Her beauty stat went up. By the time I was done, it looked like it was pressing the green. See, I've never done this before, so I don't know. I thought, okay, it's touching the green. And then, when I tried to feed it another one, something happened. And I'm sure most of you already know what's coming. She refuses to eat anymore. I repeat, she refuses to eat any more Pokeblocks. Now, I don't know if it's impossible to raise it any other way. I might be able to raise it another way in Emerald. I certainly hope I can. But here's the thing. I hoped to God that if I leveled her up, she'd evolve into Milotic. You know where this is going. I gave her a rare candy, which is cheating, I know. She leveled up once, did not evolve. Her beauty stat won't go any higher. Which means, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I kind of think there was like a groomer or something in Pokemon Emerald. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there was, but I could be wrong. But here's the point. I spent 8 hours looking for this damn fish. I spent even more time making Pokeblocks to feed her to turn her into a beautiful Milotic. And all of my work has been invalidated. And now I don't remember the exact spot where I found the Feebas. So basically, in order to make a Feebas, unless I'm right, unless there's a groomer who can raise her beauty stat higher, I have to go back to that spot, have to find another Feebas, have to grow berries that have a dry flavor again, but get them so they have a higher value this time, so they do more for less berries, and then feed them to her, and then level it up again. You know? The only thing I have not done in an RPG is get Lulu's ultimate weapon by dodging 200 lightning bolts, because let me tell you this right now, if you have done that, congratulations. It is just like Spoonie said, you have less of a life than he does, and you have less of a life than I do, and that is saying a lot. But here's the thing. Game Freak, for making a Pokemon that is notoriously difficult to capture, and for making it incredibly difficult to evolve, you guys are dicks, Game Freak. You guys are dicks. making a Pokemon like that just to torture your hardcore fans, I'm sure. I don't know why you made a Pokemon that difficult to catch and that difficult to evolve, but you know what? Screw you guys. Screw you guys. You guys suck. Oh, and don't worry, guys. That video I promised to make on Facebook about that asswipe whose name I'm not going to say because I have a joke planned for it in my next video. Don't worry. That's still coming. That bigot deserves to be verbally castrated. He has not been parodied or made fun of enough. Have a great April Fool's Day, everybody. I hope you enjoyed pranking your friends or your enemies or whoever you wanted to play a practical joke on. I know Feebas enjoyed making a practical joke of me.